And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock God Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to Fisherman's Landing in San Diego here. Very busy Fisherman's Landing this morning. And boy, do we have a treat for you today. The annual visit from the man, Captain Jim Hughes from the Cortez out of C4 Sport Fishing. We're going to be talking some serious fishing here, so you stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Countdown to spring with exhilarating deals on new Yamaha outboards during Yamaha's Power and Performance Sales Event from now until March 31st, 2024. Purchase a new eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection and a Siren 3 Pro package to your purchase of a 115 horsepower and up, and receive a bonus $1,000 in dealer credit and half off your Siren subscription. Looking for lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $2,000 in dealer credit. Reliability starts here. Offer ends March 31st, 2024. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added. A 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
This is Captain Brandon Nelson from Lucky Bee Sport Fishing. Our dynamic fishery here on the West Coast is home to some of the most iconic game fish that swim the salty world. We demand tools designed to perform flawlessly and deliver the upper hand in any situation. That's why I use and recommend the all-new G. Loomis IMX Pro Offshore series of rods. It's a full lineup of purpose-built 20 to 80 pound class rods. I have been fortunate enough to be working with G. Loomis on the IMX Pro for some time to help develop the actions we need here on the West Coast. And they nailed it. The G. Loomis multi-taper design technology adds material where the blank is likely to fail and subtracts material where it won't. A C guide train and Fuji reel seat complement a battle-on grip that offers extreme fatigue fighting comfort. They have been helping my passengers on Lucky Bee Sport Fishing land some amazing fish, and now they are ready for you. The new G. Loomis IMX Pro Offshore Rod Series at your local Shimano or G. Loomis
PCS
dealer.
show is coming, and we will have our best ever booth at the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check us out in the wildly popular Saltwater Building at the PCS show in Costa Mesa, where we will have some amazing deals for you on rods, reels, lures, and clothing. Everything at the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth will be on sale. And as always, our expert staff will help you select that perfect setup for the fish you want to pursue. For saltwater tackle at the PCS show, your best stop is the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, boy. You said it, man. We get them once a year, and it sure is a fun time having Captain Jim in here this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Captain Jim Hughes.
Good morning, Pete. Good morning, Rick.
Great to have you. Let me get your mic up here. Got the wrong one out there. Great to see you.
Yeah, good to have you, buddy.
Yeah, what's been going on the Cortez?
We're doing a little bit of boat work, catching up on some boat work. It's been a busy winter, actually. Yeah. We've been getting stuff done there, and taking care of all that Coast Guard stuff, the egress stuff for a lot of the boats. And
so Mike was talking about that yesterday, having to do some changes in the bunk rooms and such like that. Kind of explain that to our listeners that may not understand what's going on.
Well, the Coast Guard came up with some interim rules to make the egress for fire and emergencies easier for the passengers, so everybody knows. We had already put in watch alarms and smoke alarms in all the rooms and stuff like that. But they wanted another egress out, mostly out of the galley, a second egress, in case the main doorways were blocked and stuff. So we had to come up with some plans for the boats and stuff to get done. So you'll see a lot of the long-range boats now have an intermediate doorway in between the outside exit and the galley, full galley where it opens up. And then we put windows in that people can break out, push in or break out, and all the passengers can egress through that. And that was a lot of help with the San Diego Coast Guard. I mean, they really, really worked hard on getting a lot of this through. You know, we can't, kudos to them guys, because they worked with us very, very well, and we got things through. And then about 5 minutes before we were done with the Royal, then the President passed a bill that they're going to give an extension for a couple more years.
Oh.
But it is what it is. You know,
Hey,
the guys still have to have their plans in by April 1st of what they're going to do. And there's a 2-year span there where they can have time to get it done. But everybody will have to have it.
But you're done with the Cortez.
We're done with the Cortez. We got done with the Royal. We got done with the Shogun. We got done. I think Art got his done on a Searcher. So.
Yeah. So where did you put another door in the galley of the Cortez?
No, not on the Cortez, because our opening was wide enough, and our we're under 65 foot, so we only had to have another exit. So we have a push-out window or a pull-out window.
Yeah.
And then the boats that had egresses from the bunk rooms that came up into the galley had to have what they call a separation of space. So in case there was a fire, like right at the engine room or right at blocking the main doorway, exiting the galley, they had to exit out in another area.
And then a second egress out of the bunk room too?
Yes. Yeah. We had to have a second egress that was big enough for if that storage got blocked or that stairway got blocked, there was another egress out of each bunk room.
So that took a lot of build.
It took a lot of thinking and stuff. A lot of the boats already had stuff in place. They just needed to expand on it a little bit.
Okay.
You know, and they need to submit plans. You know, they wanted appeals to these, but you can't appeal an interim rule until it becomes a final rule. So there was a lot of stuff sitting on the Coast Guard's desk, but they said, why don't you put it in as proposals, and then we can accept them. You can't put it as an appeal. So that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah. And you help a lot of other boats too. You're like the master.
Well, no, I just, guys need help and stuff. We'd help them out.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I look through these books back forward every, Title 46 and on these CFRs and try to find a way through it. And we never found a differentiation between the boats under 65 foot and ones over 65 foot as far as an egress being a window. So that we proposed that, and the Coast Guard accepted it, and away we went with it.
Jim's too humble to agree with you, but you're absolutely right. I mean, the guy that helps everybody with so many things, and you're just always so on top of things just like this.
This is important to the fleet. Yeah. Because if it affects one boat, it's going to affect everybody.
Sure.
Right.
So it's better for everybody to get together, and a lot of help with Ken down below, with SAC.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of good communication with everybody.
Yeah, everybody has Jim's phone number. It says, Jim, help!
Yeah. Ken asks, he goes, can I put your phone number out?
So you just came back from an interesting adventure to Clipperton Atoll.
Yes.
Yeah, it was not a fishing trip.
It was not a fishing trip.
So tell us about that.
We took 19 ham radio operators.
On the Shogun.
Yeah. Down to the island. We got them all on the island. They lived on the island for 11 days.
Lived on the island?
Yes.
Wow.
So we had to unload generators, tents, cots, food supplies. We supplied food to them every day. Got the skiffs in there. We made 42 landings.
Wow.
Getting gear on and getting gear off. And my kudos to the crew. They worked their butts off getting that stuff off.
I can imagine.
Fisher and Ash, they were mostly our guys on the reef, keeping the boats, safe, getting in and out. And then the people had, they made up radio stations on there. They had, I think one time we counted 8 or 9 antennas. They are 30, 40, 50.
Come on.
Antennas. Yeah. They have all the gear. And then they set up their own radio stations, and after the trip, once we had a little breakdown of what the guys did on it, I guess they made 110,000 contacts.
Wow. Around the world.
Around the world.
And so, for whatever reason, Clipperton, because of it's so remote, 800 miles to the closest piece of land, it makes the clearest opportunity for them to contact people?
It's considered an expedition of the year.
It's like the holy grail of ham radio.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It is a big deal to them.
Yeah.
So there's a couple other islands they'd like to get to. They won't do it this coming year, but the following year. So we'll see how that works.
What a trip.
Yeah, what a crazy thing. No fishing allowed.
No fishing allowed.
Yeah.
No.
We had so much fun watching the boat get loaded, from the tackle store. You can obviously look out the window and see it. You have never, and I promise you, I mean, you know how much us tackle junkies like to pack those long-range boats full of stuff on a fishing trip. You have never seen a boat loaded with so much stuff as these guys had. Like, not only was everything loaded that you would imagine, the deck, the tackle racks, all blah 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 blah, but because it was a non-fishing trip, every bait tank, slammer, all the below decks, all of that full of gear. I mean, 100% to the hatch full of like camping gear and generators and wildness.
They had a 25-foot van truck full of Pelican boxes and stuff, and we filled up all 3 fish holds plus the deck with generators and 2 staterooms up in the bow.
Wow.
Of stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
It was a lot of stuff.
And then you had to haul it all into the island.
Into the island.
In skiffs.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
And that was
beach. I mean, with it's not like this island has a a harbor and a lagoon. No. I mean, you're going through the surf.
It's surf and it's reef.
Yeah.
So your timing better be good.
Wow. You work with some serious watermen, though.
Yes, very, very good. The crew did excellent. Renee was there, Ash and Fish. I can't give enough kudos to those guys because they were in the water. Anytime we had the skiffs in the water, they were in the water the whole time. In the water. 100 yards off the beach from where the reef is to the beach itself. And it's all shallow out there, so there's no outboard. You got to have your outboards up and stuff.
Wow.
And they walk the skiffs out.
You have to walk them in and out.
Walk them in.
Oh, no kidding.
Load the skiffs, unload the skiffs.
So
they had generators.
100 yards, they're walking on reef channel trying to...
Yes.
Gee.
Holy mackerel. That's hard work.
It was. They did a good job.
Did you get on the island yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody got on the island. Everybody did a little hiking, checking out stuff. We did, look at all the different plants and different birds and stuff like that. So there's a lot of interesting stuff there.
What kind of beachcombing stuff washes up there?
There's everything. Everything. These satellite buoys they put on kelps here that we got now, there's 20 or 30 of them.
Come on.
But they're not from our...
Yeah, sure.
They're probably from the tuna fleet and stuff like that. A couple of the old style ones that had the antennas, the directional finder buoys.
That's funny.
We found...
Because those things aren't cheap, right?
No, absolutely not.
Did you collect them up?
No. Just checked them out. There's plenty to see there.
Yeah.
We saw...
any of those Japanese glass balls?
No, but a lot of plastic ones.
A lot of plastics,
we didn't see any glass balls. We went over to where the old campsite used to be. There's an old Caterpillar generator, old one sitting there, an old brick building. We took a lot of pictures of that.
That's cool.
See a big giant pile of cement bags that didn't get used and probably 8 feet high, and there's probably 200-300 bags of cement. That's
no kidding.
Wow.
They built a little block wall hut when they used to have. First time I went down there, was left over of a Quonset hut and a tractor. Well, that's all pretty much disintegrated. So
it's owned by the French.
Yes.
And what did they use it for?
I don't know if it was actually. It was. I know during World War II it was a radio station.
Oh,
at that time.
Yeah. So. Interesting history. Clipperton Atoll, and literally 800 miles from Acapulco.
Yeah, 1,402 miles from here.
7 days to get there.
7 days of travel and 7.5 coming back.
7.5 coming back.
Yep.
And 11 days down there.
Yep.
That was a long trip.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. An adventure.
It was. It was a truly an adventure.
I love asking you this because I know that you're so good with machinery. Like, what does the machinery go through on? I mean, is it? I know it's not like those boats don't run for 7 days at a time, but not necessarily. Going the whole time. Like, and I'm sure the water is hot down there. Like, what does the machinery go through that's different from a normal long range trip that you pilot all the time?
It's not any difference.
Okay.
Except you're running constantly and at constant speed and stuff like that. And those engines are made to do that.
Okay.
They have the big cats on there, and then John Deere generators, and we had a couple of issues. That we changed oil and stuff out there, but on the other side of it, everything.
But that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, normal operating procedure.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Change fuel filters and that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
it wasn't any really. Nothing out of the ordinary.
No. Cool.
So let's switch gears and talk about the Cortez.
Okay.
We talked about the work that you've done. When are you going to start fishing?
I think our first trip is in May.
Wow.
We have a couple small environmental charters in April. Towards the end of April.
Yeah.
Right here on the border. And then our trips will be starting in May, and we'll be rolling all the way. We've got trips all the way into November. Your
thought about this year? You obviously were looking through the glasses on the way up and on the way down, right?
Always, yeah. This year's going to be a little bit different. You look at, the pin boats, usually they're all done by January, the end of January. It's not the case this year. It's not that they're not seeing the fish. We talk to those guys almost on a daily basis, and they're seeing schools, but it's all scattered out, and they're looking for that bigger grade, that 60 kilo plus fish. But there's it's all scattered out down there from basically Ranger Bank all the way up and out to the west a little bit.
So they're still fishing?
They're still fishing.
Yeah. Ranger Bank's like above Cedros?
Yes, just above Cedros. And it's going to be different this year. On the other side of it is the guys that are fishing lobster out there at Cortez and stuff, they're seeing good grade yellowtail, pretty steady. And they've seen some bluefin up there.
Okay.
So it's not like it went away.
Yeah.
It's
still around.
It's still around. Plenty of bait, plenty of fish food around.
Yeah.
You see it. We saw it all the way up from Cedros up. There was no shortage of bait.
That's great. What about water temps?
Water temps still above 60.
Really?
We had one little dip for about a half an hour where it went to 59.8, but coming up consistently 61, 60 degrees.
Warmer than normal?
No, I think warmer than normal in past years. Like the last 10 years, I'd say this has been the standard.
Okay.
Before that, the water would be dipping down in the 50s.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. And what about like down around San Quintin and San Martin Island, stuff like that? They have that amazing upwelling there. Is that still the case, or they're
still up, there?
They still have cold water down there.
The water's green. It's green, and it's right up there, tight to the beach. From Isoletti on down, you see like cold water right shoved up against the beach.
Yeah. So that hasn't changed.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Yeah. So what types of trips in May are you going to do? Just chasing bluefin?
Yeah, we'll chase bluefin, whatever's around, go up the islands. We got a chance to go do that. Hopefully a sea bass will wake up in a little bit.
That'd be cool.
Biting. Sounds like
yellows?
Biting a little bit, yellowtail.
Yeah.
Especially I like to sign, the lobster guys have seen that good grade yellow already at the Cortez.
Yeah.
It's open. There'll be other guys probably out before us. Right as soon as this end of the March thing goes.
Sure, I know. I know. Mike said yesterday he's heading down on a day and a half down to Colonet next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of Seaforth. Yeah.
It looked like I know there was a couple of boats that have been down there already, and it looked like there was some good yellowtail fishing to be had, yo-yo jig fishing.
Good.
So it just looked like it was right back to normal.
What it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll catch some reports today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. Captain Jim Hughes, Cortez. What do you say, man? The guy is the icon of the biz here.
Yeah, no doubt. We're gonna have a great time today. So much great information coming your way, and just a great time with a good buddy. If you want to join us this morning, man, we want to hear from you. Give us a call at 213-432-1090. Again, phone number 213-432-1090, or you can send us a text. You don't want to call the show this morning. The text option so popular here on Let's Talk Hookup now, and the only way to text in your questions for Captain Jim would be through the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download, easy to get. Let's Talk Hookup app also allows you to listen to all the past shows. Adam does such a good job archiving the shows, gets them up so fast, and if you missed a cool tip or you wanted to hear something yesterday from the boys, it's super easy to do so. Just pop open that Let's Talk Hookup app and enjoy all the shows. Or if you're not able to catch it live, you can listen on your drive home from work. It's a lot of fun, and it's the only way to text in your questions to Captain Jim. We always say it, too. Whenever you text in a question, make sure that you include your contact info, your name and your phone number, so that we can get a hold of you at the end of the show, just in case you're lucky enough to win the big prize. And, man, we are giving away such a cool prize today. Now, this is going to be eligible for every caller or texter who makes it on the air today. And basically how we're going to decide is we're going to flip a coin at the end of the show, and that coin is going to designate whether the winner comes from the caller side or the texter side. And today, we're going to be giving away a day-and-a-half trip on board the Cortez for you and a buddy. And just like Jim says, we don't have to go fishing alone. You want to go fishing with your bud.
Somebody you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So you and a guest are going to go fishing on a day-and-a-half trip, open party, on board the Cortez. In addition to that, you're going to get 2 tickets to the PCS show in Costa Mesa, March 7th through the 10th. What a killer prize pack that is for one lucky caller or texter. Again, text the show through the Let's Talk Hookup app. Make sure that name and phone number is there. And give us a call, 213-432-1090. When we come back, we're going to be talking all things Cortez. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and that Let's Talk Hookup app.
I've had the opportunity to fish many places in many different types of water, but never have I fished a place as much fun as Katmai Lodge in Alaska. Hello, my name is Harold Davis, typically fishing in the ocean, but this is an experience that you have to try for yourself. Fish natural rivers with tens of thousands of fish coming up. And they have all the gear: spinning, bait casting, fly rods, kings, silvers, pinks, sockeyes, and my favorite, the chums. Outstanding food, outstanding accommodations, great service. The lodge is located in the beautiful Katmai National Park, filled with amazing wildlife. Brown bears, moose, eagles, otters, and it has spectacular scenery. And also the fact that the lodge is located right on the Alagnak River and your boat is just steps away from your room makes it great. Do yourself a favor. Call Charmel at 1-800-330-0326 or go online, katmai.com. And like Pete says, they will hook you up.
The sports shows are coming, and it's the best time to buy that new boat you've always wanted. West Coast Marine will have Parker and Camus boats along with North Star Inflatables in the PCS show in Costa Mesa this year with some of their most popular models of boats and Yamaha outboards. Owner Nick Kelly will be introducing the latest from Parker, the all-new 18 center console and the new 2420 sport cabin at the PCS show. These are completely redesigned Parkers built for our kind of fishing. West Coast Marine has a great inventory of Parker boats and Yamaha outboards at their shop on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, along with the finest service on Yamaha outboards and more. Nick will have several Yamaha-powered boats at the show available for you to check out. Be sure to go by the West Coast Marine booth at the PCS show in Costa Mesa or stop by their Costa Mesa location and see their inventory of new and used boats and Yamaha outboards. Check westcoastmarine.com.
All of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Hi, I'm Dave Brown from Okuma Fishing Tackle. Okuma is proud to, once again, be a sponsor of the Hall Family Shows. Stop by our booth at the Bart Hall Shows and see why Okuma is one of the world's leaders in fishing tackle. Check us out at okumafishingusa.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Boy, that didn't take long. Phone lines are absolutely packed up. If you want to get through, it's 213-432-1090. And again, don't forget, Let's Talk Hookup app packing full of text right now as we speak.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody wants to talk to Captain Jim Hughes of the Cortez, wants to win that day-and-a-half trip on the Cortez for 2 on an open party trip. One line open right now, and that's going to be your chance. 213-432-1090. Let's jump in the phones, Rick.
You got it, buddy. How about we started off this morning with Jim? He's calling us from Oceanside. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Good to hear from Captain Jim from the Cortez. I just pulled up in my driveway in Oceanside. I got off the Horizon with Captain Ricky. We went down to Colonette. Great fishing. Rick did a good job of getting us on the fish. We had a shot at, got a couple nice big yellowtail came on the boat, and again, big red vermilion rockfish and plenty of lingcod. I hadn't been out since December, so I was itching to get back out fishing and had just a really great trip.
That's cool.
Man, right on.
And you had good weather for it, too?
Yeah, we just slipped right through. The window was really great. There wasn't too much wind. Perfect trip. You know, the Horizon, I'd never been on that boat. It's a beautiful boat. Nice galley. I had a stateroom to myself and, real wide down the side and a nice bow up on that boat. And again, the crew, I can't say enough how gracious they were. Super crew.
What a great report, man. Right on, Jim. That's awesome.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the call. It's good stuff.
Perfect, yeah.
Get started early.
There he goes.
Start with some February yellowtail. I can handle that to get my morning started.
Absolutely, yeah. You have a good text, Rick?
I thought so. Perfect for Jim. It says, hey, Captain Jim, what's the appropriate age to bring my son on an overnight or day-and-a-half trip? Is it experience or physical strength dependent? That's from Rick in Corona.
I would say it's experience first. You want to first find out if, is he good on the boat as far as getting seasick, or, is he very, very aware of what could happen, and careful with himself. So I'd go with the experience part. Age-wise, that goes with the experience part,
Could be 8 years old, but if he's seaworthy, why not, right?
I've had kids as young as 7 years old.
7 years old.
On 2.5-day trips.
Yeah.
And they do just fine.
Just fine.
On the other side of it is I've seen some 12, 13-year-olds that don't do so good.
Yeah.
So
you've done it with your boys, and you've seen it with countless people here. What's like the ideal progression? How do you if you're in Rick's, Rick from Corona's shoes, like Rick from Corona's shoes, do you start half day in and work your way up?
Yeah,
like what's the
half day and then a 3/4 day trip? Let them get some experience with some little bit bigger fish on the 3/4 day trip, and then maybe an overnight trip to the islands or somewhere relatively close. And then after that, it's game on. You're going to find out a week or 7, 8, 10 days on a half day boat. A week or so like on 3/4 day fishing, and then on with that, you'll find out where you're at. Relatively quick.
And you just time on the water.
Yes,
the old
time on the water.
Just spend some time on the water. And you know what? When I was a kid, I used to get deathly seasick.
Yeah.
And you just kind of more time you spend on the water,
grow out of it.
You just grow out of it.
Yeah.
So because you get seasick, don't throw in the towel.
It's hard to convince the kids of that, right?
Yes.
And just say, because the kids get seasick, I don't want to go back out there, or they went out on it's rough
Depends
weather.
on how much of a passion you have for fishing.
Yeah, that's right. And keep them interested in there, and you might have to regress back to lake fishing for a little bit and then get them back on the water.
That's a good idea. And
medications have come so far, and all the other things, to prevent that from happening, and just all the things. If your kid is a little more prone to seasickness, man, really watch your weather when you decide to book the trip, and watch what you're having them eat for breakfast the morning before, and
it's confidence instill.
Totally,
you got to instill the confidence in them.
Yeah, for sure. No greasy cheeseburgers.
No, a little tough.
And when you get the kid used to it, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what age.
Absolutely, let them go. I mean, I remember my mom dropping me off when we were 12, 13, 14 years old, and just dropping me and all my buddies off.
Yeah.
So we'll see you tonight.
See you later.
Yeah. Totally. That's what it was.
All right. Very good. Thanks a lot for the call. Let's jump back on the phones, Rick.
You got it. How about this time we talked to Mike, and he's calling us from Torrance this morning. Mike, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, Ricky and Pete and Captain Jim. Hope you guys are having a good day. I was fortunate enough to live within bicycling distance to Redondo Harbor as a kid. And I used to go down there and catch bonita. I think I was riding by myself at 8 years old, and then the barge, and then the half-day boats, and it's been a good ride so far. Hey, Captain Jim, I got a question for you. My biggest bluefin had been down deeper than everyone was fishing, probably half a spool on a 20. I was jigging up and down. I got a 260 one day and a 200 that night. How have you seen the bigger fish hook before?
Well, first of all, you brought back a lot of memories, because I am from Torrance, and I used to ride my bike down to the pier and the barge. I used to live over there by the Daily Breeze building. Bigger fish we've seen has been on the kite.
Okay.
But we have caught a lot of them over 200s, on the jigs at nighttime. But I say the daytime kite, we had one trip where I think we had 5 over 3.
5 over 300 pounds.
Yes, and that was all on kite, middle of the day.
Wow.
So that's the biggest ones I've seen as far as bigger fish. But we have caught plenty of them over 2 at nighttime.
Wow.
So it could go either way.
Yeah.
That's one thing about this bluefin fishing. It's a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
And you can ask any guys that runs these boats. It's 24 hours.
Yeah. Like this guy that's on the line right now, Aliar from the Polaris Supreme. Good morning, Aliar.
Morning, guys. How's it going? Morning, Rambo.
Good morning, Aliar.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right?
A lot of it, yeah. Lots of it.
LAR runs a 25-hour day.
25-hour day.
He finds an extra day.
Right.
Finds an extra day to whoop up on everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so,
a long night.
Yeah. So, what's going on at the Polaris Supreme?
So lots of boat work, but actually we're gonna finish sooner than we thought. So we put up some trips, and both the trips are actually definite runs. We got one March 7th. It's a 3-day trip. It leaves at 7 o'clock in the morning. That one's only got 7 people, but it's a definite run, and we got one March 14th. Same departure, 7 a.m., and that one, I think, it's got 17 people. So they're both definite go trips. So if you guys want to go early season, you can give Lindsay a call, 619-706-3634. So, like I said, they're definite goes. So we're going to go with 7 or 10 or however many we get, we're going to go.
What a cool opportunity, too. And especially we already heard this morning guys talking about already having good yellowtail fishing at Colonnade, and boy, a 3-day trip gives you time to go stretch your wings and maybe catch some tuna or maybe catch some rockfish or maybe catch some yellowtail. I mean, you got time to kind of do everything.
Yeah, the trip's designed to fish for bluefin tuna, so we're going to really grind it out.
That's right.
And that's the thing, guys. There's a lot of guys listening. It's important that these boats get out early looking for tuna. So if you see some guys post up their schedules that are fishing for tuna, this helps us all out. We don't want to be the only boat going out. So it's really important. Look at your favorite boat. If they got a schedule up, make those reservations so there's a group of us that can get out early in the season and stay on top of the fish. It's really important.
Yeah, for sure. And this is, I might state that this is a very special opportunity to get on the Polaris Supreme, because pretty much your whole schedule is sold out for the year, right?
Yeah, there's some openings in December.
In December. So this is a 2 opportunities to get on a 3-day on the Polaris Supreme, limited to 24 people on the boat, going fish with that Captain Aliar out of C4 Sport Fishing. So give us the dates again, and how do we get on the boat?
One's leaving the 7th, one's leaving the 14th. You can go online, PolarisSupreme.com, or you can just call Lindsay, 619-706-3634.
You can book right online at PolarisSupreme.com.
Yeah, you can.
All right. Aliar, good luck
awesome.
on those trips, and we'll be anxious to hear. I know Jim's going to have his ears out for what's going on, and you go get them, round up those bluefin for us.
Hopefully. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks, Aliar. Appreciate
He's done a lot of work. They've done a lot of work on
Have they?
New
Yeah.
generators on there. It's another one that we put the ingress door in it inside the galley.
Okay.
New air conditioners. The new
That's
interior.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Boat is looking good.
Yeah. No, they've done a lot of work. They've been down there every day.
Yeah. It must be cool to have Player Supreme at the dock at Seaforth, right?
It's right behind me. I look at it every day. We go over and help him out and get stuff done, and he, same thing, It's like a family over there. Everybody helps everybody out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no animosity really.
Yeah. So. No, that's cool. I'm sure you help everybody though, Jim.
It's competition breeds good business.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yes. Needless to say, on the water, you're just as competitive as everybody, but you're the guy that's going to help everybody out.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's helping everybody out. Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to see anybody fail.
So Cortez is mostly a charter boat.
99.999%.
But you do have some open party stuff.
2 open party trips last year, 1 the year before. This year I'm trying to get 4 in.
Okay.
We're just going to block out those dates and just keep those 4.
Keep those 4.
They will be weekday trips because all the weekends are already
day and a half.
Yeah. We have no trips open in August, September, October. No dates open.
So when will these open party trips likely be?
Well, most likely going to be June, July, and I think we have 2 in November.
Hey, that was
but it's been all good times.
Yeah.
So the person that wins this day and a half for 2 today could choose whatever openings there are.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
So I have to go conflict with the other boats that are running open party trips on those days because a lot of the boats are running open party trips and they're trying to get a rotation basis going out of Seaforth. So we always have a boat going out or 2.
So do you call Seaforth to book those spots?
No, probably best to call me 619-203-2965 would be the best way.
And you have a website?
Yes.
Yeah. Cortez
Fish Cortez.
FishCortez.com. Yeah. All right. And always, if you call the guys at Seaforth, they'll guide you to the proper space.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to book one of those open party trips on the Cortez. Hey, call Jim.
Yeah.
And they'll give you the number at Seaforth. Yeah. Hey, Mike Lum's on the line. Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Hi, Jim. I haven't seen you in a while.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Doing great. I know you've been a very busy man. I think they ought to put a cape on you. I think you're more like the guy that needs a cape. You're helping everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, guys! I just wanted to take a moment and recap what we're doing here with the annual raffles for the Captain Rollo Kids at Sea. This is the time of year when we're selling raffle tickets. We're going to give away $30,000 worth of prizes. We'll be doing that at Day at the Docks on April the 7th. Some of the prizes include some wonderful trips. We've got Katmai, Alaska trip. We've got a Cedros 3-day trip. We've got a couple trips out of the local landings, H&M Landing and Fisherman's Landing. We're going to give away $2,000 gift card for Summit Gas, and the list goes on and on.
$2,000 in Summit gasoline.
Crazy.
Yeah, you just get this credit card or the voucher card, and then for every time you fill up, you just give it to them, and I bet you still get your free ice when you buy enough fuel. So anyway, it's a wonderful list of prizes, and it's a big part of our annual fundraising. Those tickets are just $10 a piece, and you're in for all the different prizes. We'll draw the 30 winners at Day at the Dock. So as a promotion to sell more of those raffle tickets, the folks at Batson Enterprises, Bill Batson and team, have contributed to us some beautiful custom-built rods, and we are doing a special promotion right now between now and the Sunday at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show. If you buy 5 of our annual raffle tickets, you'll be entered at no additional charge to the Batson rod raffle, and we'll be giving away 6 of these ultra custom rods to 6 lucky winners. And there's no cost. You don't buy tickets for the rod raffle. You just buy 5 tickets for the grand raffle, and we're going to do this bonus drawing at Sunday at the Batson booth at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show. Winners, of course, don't need to be present, but that's where we're going to do the drawing.
So you're going to buy the Rollo raffle tickets anyway to win the $30,000 in prizes.
Well, I would hope
why
so.
not buy them now and take advantage of this deal where you get a chance to win a custom collector's item Batson rod?
Well, that's the point, and I know a lot of people have bought raffle tickets. We've been selling them now for a while. I would encourage you to buy 5 more tickets. because that's going to give you 5 more chances at the $30,000 prizes. But it's going to enter you into this bats and rod raffle. And nobody, up until yesterday, nobody was entered into this because it's a brand new thing. And buying tickets before doesn't enter you into this. This is a whole separate thing.
It's a separate deal.
That's been
so
made
I can only buy 5 tickets, Mike?
No. You can buy in increments of 5.
If I buy 20 tickets, I'll have quick calculation there, 10 different chances to win?
Well, yeah, you'll have 10 tickets in the general raffle, and then you'll have 2 entries into the rod raffle, right? We're going to give you 1 for every 5 entries. So,
right.
And my guess is that when you call the phone number, which happens to be 951-264-7382, when you call that number and leave your name and telephone number slowly and clearly so Tim Baker can call you back to sell you the raffle tickets, my guess is if you tell him you want to buy $200 worth, he's going to offer you a whole book of raffle tickets, which is 25 tickets, and you're going to end up with 5 chances in the rod raffle. So,
wow.
The more you buy, the better your chances of winning. But honestly, buying 5 raffle tickets and having 5 entries into that grand raffle and a shot at these rods is plenty, and we appreciate every single donation we get, and this is how we continue to put more kids on the boats. And with the cost of trips going up, and that's nobody's fault, but we just have to raise more money to keep the same number of kids going fishing, and that's what we're trying to do.
That's it. Now, recently, Mike flew back to Washington, D.C. and testified in front of Congress, made a presentation, right, to Congress about the program.
Well, there's a bill that's in front of Congress right now, and they're trying to get Congress to grant a couple $1 million a year to coastal youth fishing programs, and it happens to be called H.R. 3925, and that is going through the legislative process now. It's been going on for about 1.5 years, maybe 2, and I've stayed in contact with them, and I've provided them a lot of information about what we do out here with the Captain Rollo Kids at Sea program. And so when the time came for somebody to actually speak to the Congress people and talk to them about why this is important, I was fortunate enough to be asked, and I was able to drop what I was doing, and I ran back there, and we made a presentation and got a lot of good interest, and I feel like we've got a really good shot at making this thing happen. And if that happens, then obviously some of our issues of rising costs will be helped, because we don't want to drop off the number of kids we're taking. We try to take between 60 and 80 trips a year is kind of our goal. A couple of years back, just before COVID, we actually got to 104 trips in 1 year. And obviously no entity charters more boats than we do on an annual basis, and we don't want to drop that off, because every one of those trips represents 30 to 40 kids. And so we got to keep the numbers up in order to keep these kids going on their first ocean fishing trip. And it is truly life-changing for many of these children. And whether or not they become passionately in love with the ocean, I will assure you that the memories that are created that will last them the rest of their life. And it's a positive influence on the kids and their lives.
No doubt about it. So how do we get these tickets to win the Bats and Rod promotion?
Okay, you call Tim Baker. The phone number is 951-264-7382. Leave your name. If he doesn't pick up because he's on another call, leave your name and phone number clearly so he can get right back to you. Or you can send an email to win@RolloKids.org. So it's win@RolloKids.org. If you go to the website, which you can get to simply by putting in RolloKids.org, that's all you have to put in, on the homepage of our new website, which is still kind of under construction, but the very first thing you see is Batson Custom Rod Raffle. Click that, and then you'll be able to look at all the different rods that are being given away, and you just look at the detail of them and see what the actions and all that stuff are. But they're all beautiful. Every single one of them is spectacular, and we can't thank the Batson Enterprise team enough for all the generosity in building these for us and taking care of us and helping us raise more money to get these kids out.
Thanks, Mike. Mike Lum, Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea. Appreciate that very much. Hey, I've got a great text here from Dave, and he says, what is your favorite yo-yo jig on the Cortez bank when you're fishing on the Cortez?
Yo-yo jig as far as fishing for yellowtail and stuff? Got to be a scrambled egg.
Yeah.
It's the
6X,
all around
6X Junior, 6X full size?
6X Junior.
Yeah.
They like to bite it, and especially get into that 17, 18 fathom water right there.
Yeah.
They'll bite it.
I fished Loretto with this guy who's no longer with us, sadly, and he used to scratch the back of the scrambled egg jig on the white side and say, guaranteed you're going to catch more fish. So I scratch the back every time when I'm fishing a 6X Junior.
Everybody's got their deal.
Yeah.
Hey, and if it works, it's just like fishing knots. Tied properly, they all work well.
Yeah.
And you got to tie the one that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
What about taking the sticker off? I know I hear people that all the time. Like, you got to take the price tag off. So, because of that, I always, I got to leave it on then. I want to know how much I paid for this thing.
Well, you see all these guys walking around with their hats with a sticker on it.
Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including checking in with the Catch Report. We're going to find out what's biting out there. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090 ESPN Radio.
Hi, I'm Bart Hall, and I want to thank you for visiting our shows over the last 76 years. Many of you hearing this will have caught your first fish at the Kids Fish Free Trout Pond. And this year at the Bart Hall shows, February 15th to 18th at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, we are going to gather once again to celebrate the passion of outdoor recreation. Please come and join us. And while you're there, stop by the Coastal Conservation Association of California booth and become a member. California needs your help, and CCA-Cal is the only organization with any chance of protecting our fishing access. This year, CCA-Cal will start the Star Tournament in Southern California. This is one of the nation's most successful fishing tournaments, but it is the first time it's been introduced to California. Win fabulous prizes, including a brand new Parker boat and Yamaha motor. Learn all the details of the Star Fishing Tournament at the CCA-Cal booth at the Bart Hall shows. Details at hallshows.com.
Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises and they don't deliver, or they'll nickel and dime you to drive up the cost. But not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me. Book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
This is Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Join Captain Mike Totter, Chef Josh Evans as a new era begins for Searcher Sport Fishing. Mike and Josh will continue the legacy of excellent customer service, fantastic food, and an amazing crew. Book your fishing adventure now online at searchersportfishing.com or call Celia at 619-226-2403. searchersportfishing.com, 619-226-2403.
Hey, San Diego, Cellathon means big savings, great selection, and only 5 days to save. Visit your San Diego County Ford dealers now through President's Day and get great offers on the most popular Ford trucks and SUVs. It's the Ford President's Day Cellathon, and that means now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end February 19th. Only at your San Diego County Ford dealers. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Great fishing is what Seaforth Sports Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, Elgato Doe, Pride, Polaris Supreme, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. To charters or schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking fishing on board the Cortez, and a whole lot of great time with Captain Jim Hughes in here this morning. And as promised, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the catch report. And today, we want to remind you, man, the best quality, easy in and out, low gas prices at Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. Pull up to the expanded Summit Gasoline and get those low gas prices for gas and diesel for your car, truck, or your trailer boat. They can now accommodate 24 cars and trucks to fuel at the same time, plus 12 diesel pumps. The bistro is full of all the great things that you need for a full day on the water, plus you can get 100 pounds of free ice with a 35-gallon fill. Go ahead and say hi to Martha and the friendly staff at Summit Gasoline. Free ice for Let's Talk Hookup listeners and those low prices at the San Diego Sports Arena. We're going to start off our catch report up at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Talk to the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line. What up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. What's happening? Good morning.
Good morning, Willie.
Rambo, what's up?
Oh
man, I just had the best visual when you guys were talking about that scrambled egg jig and scratching it on the deck. I could just picture a guy in the Cortez breaking out that new jig and scratching it across the deck, getting ready to tie that thing on it. Rambo, like, what the hell are you doing? Right? Like, I heard it on the radio show. Yeah,
totally.
Probably so.
Too funny, man. Well, hey,
just laid down some new non-sked deck, and there's a 6X Junior with a boot on top of it, just grinding it in, getting it scratched.
All right, Willie. Well, next time I'm fishing with my scratched back jig, then Jesus
send me a pic.
And you're sitting there without a bite on your one that doesn't have scratch, you'll be scratching the back.
I would love it. Send it. I can't wait to see it. Right. Well, hey. For us this week, we had more good opportunity. It's like, we're still catching some fish. It's just hard getting the boat off the dock for whatever reason. We have beautiful weather, too. It's crazy. But half-day stuff for us, kind of on the bass and whitefish program. This bass action is still surprisingly decent with, fish on the live sardines this week. Guys fishing those sliding sinkers, I think, getting that bait down a little bit from the surface had a better shot at that stuff. That water's still 59 to 60. Mind-blowing, not standard at all for this time of the year, but dang, it's been obvious that warmer water has certainly had a hand in things here the last couple months. So still some tactics like the lighter lines, that more stealthy approach, probably caught the better bass this week. So guys fishing some strip baits, chunks of mackerel and whatnot like that, getting that stuff off the bottom. 3/4 day for us, most of the guys catching whitefish and sculpin down there off Camp Pendleton and 35, 40 fathom of water. Some decent scores on both of those with, relatively easy 5-fish sculpin limits for those guys fishing the rubber lures down there near the bottom on a dropper loop or something like that. Small hooks and squid, just the standard whitefish setup as well for those guys wanting to target some of that stuff. And, having a few different torpedo sinkers handy in the bag was helpful. The current kind of picked up a bit yesterday and kind of caught us off guard. So having a good assortment, bait, 10 ounces, maybe some 6 ounces when there's a little less current, certainly will be helpful for that, too. So fish or two in our halibut derby this week. No big, really giant standout fish, some 7, 10-pounders, stuff like that. So today's the final day at Del Mar, too, I think, for the haul show for our guys. So we'll have a couple guys down there manning the booth. If you guys want to stop by there and chat fishing, I'm sure they'd appreciate a check in there, too. So
your duty is done down there? I know you man the booth for a couple days down there, right?
I did the Thursday, Friday program, and the guys get the hectic weekend. It was perfect. They can handle that.
There you go. So, and you guys will be at the PCS show, too?
Absolutely. Yep.
You're going to man the booth there, too, Brian?
I'll be there a couple days. Yeah,
all right.
For sure.
Cool.
Yep,
very
kind
nice.
Of standard deal is, so.
We're going to look forward to seeing you then, Willie. And, boy, like you say, we got a little bit of weather in front of us. But you know what? There's plenty of good weather to go along with it, too. And, some biting fish. So we're just going to keep on rolling. And, man, hopefully we keep hearing some of that good word out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing.
Right on. That's it for us. So give us a call here if you want to, dodge the weather and come out on a half day or something. Our number, 949-496-5794. Of course, you can hit us as well at danawharf.com.
Very good. As always, appreciate it, buddy. Talk to you then. We're going to continue with our fish report. We're going to talk to the surf guru, Gundy Gunderson's on the line. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, what's up, gentlemen?
How you doing, Gundy?
Life is good, Gundy.
Not bad. Last week, kind of depressing, no conditions. That was some heavy rain. But I tell you what, Rockcod, one thing that held up was the water temps. We still have that warmer water temps. And this week, all the shops really saw an improvement in the water quality, and things started to go again. And again, that northern sector just seems to be the one to bounce back to fish the quickest, and that saw the best fishing. The southern beaches started to show real good signs this weekend, and more and more catches posted. Hook, line, sinker reported good barred perch fishing, solid 8 to 12 inch fish. They didn't have any of those big giant 13, 14s, but that's all right. Still really good fishing. Sand crabs has been one of the better baits. I guess, this is another function of the warmer water, but there's been a lot of sand crabs around, and with it, corbina. The corbina are hard to get to bite, but they are there. They had 58-degree water yesterday, so a little cooler than what you'd think, but still, the fish are there. Lots of smaller halibut, too, shown on the beach. They had a handful of striped bass from 2 to 4 pounds. They were taking off Rincon and the salt marsh there, pushing a little bait in the mornings. Big Fish reported an interesting catch here, an 11-pound striped bass taken at the Bolsa Chica Inlet. The fish ate a topwater plug called a whopper plopper. It's a traditional striper plug that has like a spinning tail, and it's kind of a funky bait, but it works well on the stripers, and this fish struck just before dark. And then finally, Pacific Coast reported good barred perch fight with some quality fish, some fish you don't always see on the southern front. They have a derby going. A 2-pound, 8-ounce barred perch leads that derby. That's a really quality fish. That was posted yesterday. They also had a 1-pound, 15-ounce, 1-pound, 13-ounce. So these are really nice perches. And they said the best bite is from the Oceanside Harbor down to the pier there. That little section there has been kicking out these nice fish. So all in all, Rock Cod, with all the weather disturbances, we're holding up.
We'll take that, man. Yeah, like you say, and you know what? It takes, as you've said multiple times, those big events. They change the beach around and change the structure around, and sometimes for the better. And man, we'll take it, Gundy. That's plenty good fishing for us.
Yeah, I think the next thing we'll see, there's a lot of squid offshore, so I think that's holding that halibut in the deeper water. But once that squid thing falls apart, look for some really good halibut fishing. They're going to hit the beach.
Sounds good, Gundy. Appreciate that very much, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, gentlemen. Have a nice week.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that very much. That's going to wrap up the catch board again today. During the Bart Hall Show, Del Mar, Bill Varney is going to be having a seminar covering rods, reels, bait, and finding fish at the beach. Talking about those changing surf and sand conditions. Ask questions, learn about the light line surf fishing each day at 3 o'clock on the Accurate saltwater stage. You can stop by Bill's booth where he's going to be having the newest surf fishing gear. Also, a few secrets to help make you a better surf angler.
For sure. Phones are packed. One line open. You want to get through? 213-432-1090. Let's jump into it, Rick.
You got it. How about this time we talked to John? He's called us from Escondido this morning. Good morning, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys.
Good morning.
What's up, John?
Okay, good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys today?
Great, buddy.
Hey, Rambo, how come you didn't go on the 22-day adventure? I went with you in 2022, and I had a tremendous time. I've never seen anybody work as hard as you and have knowledge of everything that you help on so many damn boats that doesn't matter what boat you're running, that you know how that boat works. And but your stories and different things like that didn't matter if they were stories about Frank or stories about Roy using spark plugs for weights, and and they were your spark plugs for your motor or whatever, but I can't wait to try to get on one of your open day parties and go fishing with you. But how come they didn't invite you to go back fishing on that 22-day trip?
Because I had just got back from a 28-day trip.
He was just down there.
I was only home for it. We took the gear off the Shogun and literally put it back right on the Royal Polaris.
Yeah, the boat.
You didn't put the skiffs.
You didn't put the radio gear.
No, not the radio gear. No, we put the skiffs back on the boat.
So you weren't signing up for a 22-day turnaround after a 28-day trip?
I had to catch up on.
I bet you did.
Project.
Yeah,
we're building 4 4 bait tanks for the Sea Watch right now. We're in the middle of that. We're my own boat work on my boat. So we had some catching up to do ourselves.
Got that?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, John, thanks a lot for the call.
Thanks for calling, man. Take care.
When we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Another full hour of your phone calls and text. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090 ESPN Radio.
Hayden Lane here from Fast Lane Kayaks. And let me tell you, it's that time of year again. The dead of winter. The hours behind our computer screens watching fishing YouTube videos or scrolling through forums, it's over. Fishing season is just around the corner, and the Bart Hall Show is here to usher in our favorite part of year. So call your friends, grab your family, and head to the show, February 15th through 18th. Stop by our booth and say hi. We'll be right next to the Hobie seminars, so you can interact with the experts, rap out with Afram from War Baits or Chad from Hookup Baits, catch a seminar from some of the best kayak fishermen around, ask questions, get involved. But that's not all. Everyone who sits in on a seminar is entered to win a brand new Hobie Mirage Lynx, a game-changing platform that revolutionized fishing kayaks. Didn't win the raffle? We're offering the best deals of the year on new Hobie kayaks and accessories. Well, that's all I've got time for now. Hope to see you at the Fastlane Kayaking booth at the Bart Hall Show, February 15th through 18th in Del Mar.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
This is Pete, and I hear it all the time. That Jim and Mary at Poway Valley Collision are amazing. I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, mentioned Let's Talk Hookup, and they gave us VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. At some point, your car will need a body repair, and I'm confident in saying it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your next car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. When you take your car or truck to Poway Valley Collision, the job and experience will be top-notch. Get it fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com. Hey San Diego, Cellathon means big savings, great selection, and only 5 days to save. Visit your San Diego County Ford dealers now through President's Day and get great offers on the most popular Ford trucks and SUVs. It's the Ford President's Day Cellathon, and that means now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end February 19th. Only at your San Diego County Ford dealers. They'll be glad to hook you up.
The PCS show is coming, and we will have an awesome display at the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check us out in the wildly popular saltwater building at the PCS show at the OC Fairgrounds in Costa Mesa, where we will feature the Shimano lineup of rods, reels, and lures, like Talica reels, Terramar rods, and the Hot Current Sniper lures. And as always, our expert staff will help you select that perfect Shimano setup for the fish you want to pursue. For saltwater tackle at the PCS show, your best shop is the Fisherman's Landing Tackle